Welcome back, everyone. Well, you hear me say it so often that we're so fortunate to live in this area. There's so many interesting people and things to do in our region. And you may recall also that a few months ago, I did an interview because we discovered the Adirondack Folk School in Lake Luzerne. And Rand came on, who's one of the board members and instructors. We had the best conversation, so I said, look, you got to come back on when the summer comes because they got a lot of interesting summer courses. And that coincided with the fact that a friend of mine, Scott Hayden, became the executive director. So this is 6 degrees of separation. welcome back, Scott.
It's great
and
to be.
Joining us is Jim Schreiner,
Yes.
who is a board member and also an instructor at the Adirondack Folk School. Well, as you can probably tell from what they brought, we've got a lot to talk about, so we're going to jump right in. First, congratulations to you. New position.
Thank you.
And a dream come true, maybe?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and why, tell us why.
Well, it was a unique opportunity to become part of something very special and very meaningful for this area. Very unique. There's not that many folk schools in the country, and what more part of the area than the Adirondacks than to learn how to make these crafts, and the people there are just amazing and just a lot of smiles all day long.
Yeah, I bet. And how long have you been involved, Jim?
Since the beginning, about 7 years or so. I've been doing slave labor and everything else you could think of there. So.
Now, Jim is being a little shy, a little humble. He's one of the finest craftsmen creating Adirondack furniture that you'll find, and I encourage you to not only come and maybe take a course, but certainly check him out. You know, when you think about folk schools, you kind of think of the Scandinavian model, don't you?
Yes. Yes.
There's a lot to that. Concerning learning and appreciation for history and sharing folklore and tradition, right? Talk a little bit about that, Jim.
Yes, so the idea was that you can go take a class, no pressure, learn some lost or old skills, and in a no pressure situation. So it's more for fun. No, we're not keeping track of anything, so you just do it and have a great time.
Mm-hmm. And you know, that essence of learning is, again, kind of like the Scandinavian model, which
Yes.
is that it isn't, you know, eat your spinach,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. It's really, you know, experience it, get your hands on it,
Yes.
get dirty,
Yeah.
talk, learn about the tradition, learn about the history, and create.
Yes.
Right? How phenomenal is that?
Yeah.
Scott, what kind of courses are offered?
We offer over 200 classes a year.
Wow.
So this is an upcoming class of Jim's. Is how to make a birch bark frame. The Adirondack pack basket is one.
Mm-hmm.
Either the very large or the very small one you see on the table. Wood turning, the rustic furniture, the rustic birdhouse. How to make a tomahawk and a knife is an upcoming class. Make a gourd drum, the Adirondack musical history tour, and one of the finest blacksmiths around in the country is coming as an instructor to teach basically all the fundamentals with a class coming up in August.
You know, as many of you know, we do a lot of work with the Adirondack Museum, which I highly encourage you to go, so you can see so much of this in the context of the history of the Adirondacks. I want to point out a couple of things here. You just get, and I don't know if you can see this on camera well enough, but you would not believe how beautiful this little vase is. And this vase exists because of the talent of an artist, but also because Jim there had some extra wood in his wood pile. Did you know? Were you going to burn this?
It was going to be firewood, so
Yeah,
now
that's right.
it's living.
You know, one thing caught my eye when we were here. Tell us a bit about this.
Sure. This is a Damascus hunting knife that one of our master blacksmiths, we commissioned him for as a raffle. Matthew Parkinson, he was the first winner of the History Channel's Forge and Fire competition show. And this is 125 layers of steel, if you can see it here on the camera, in the blade and in the hilt. And it's a maple barrel handle. So it took him about 4 days to make this beautiful knife. And we're auctioning this off you have to hold it. It doesn't do it justice. It's
this is
beautiful.
almost impossible to tell you. If you just saw the layering and the manufacture and the creation of this blade alone, Now, I know the people in the control room don't like me to have sharp objects, but this is an absolute work of art. You cannot believe how stunning this is. So look, there. You take about 3 weeks off in the dead of winter, right?
Yes.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
But there are courses, and I want to just reiterate, making birdhouses, furniture making with the likes of the talented Jim. You've got blacksmithing, the craft of songwriting, Adirondack School of folk music, leather crafts, you name it. If it's related to the Adirondacks, you can learn it there. And I wrote something you said down earlier. It's the pure enjoyment of learning. I mean, just think about what those words mean, and then think about the entertaining value, and bring friends. You mentioned that people will sign up as groups a lot of times, don't they?
Absolutely. Well, we have a few corporate retreats, events, things like that. Our families come together and sign up for a class. I mean, what better way to, when you're visiting the Adirondacks, to leave with more than just a typical souvenir, but a real heirloom craft that you made yourself. So you'll leave with a story, a craft, and an heirloom item that you'll have forever.
Right. So you, again, you're not doing this for, oh, it's funny, you say you're not doing it for credit, but you are. Your own personal credit,
Exactly.
your own life experience. You get to learn something in the enjoyment of it and the reward of it. And not to mention all of the amazing conversations that happen between the instructor and the students, and between the students themselves about the shared experience, which is why a corporation, of course, would love to do a retreat there, because it gives people the opportunity to have that kind of exchange, right?
Absolutely.
I want to ask you, Jim, what's it like seeing the Enlightenment? I hope I'm asking you this the right way.
Yeah.
Someone comes in with the desire to want to know something about furniture making and the history of the Adirondacks. You see the light bulb go on, right?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. They come in, they see a pile of bark, a pile of wood, and they leave with a really nice item, be it a frame or rustic table or whatever. So it's just really cool that they can go in there and come out with something so nice. And you could go in as a total beginner and leave with something like this, or the table, or whatever we build too. So
now the way the courses work, by the way, they're usually like a week long or 3 or 4 days long, right? They're condensed, correct?
they're anywhere from half a day up to like 6 or 7 days, depending on the class. Like boat building classes are a bit longer. Like this rustic frame class is a 2-day class.
Right.
As the end table's a 3-day class.
Personally, I'm glad that the boat making class is a few more days,
Yes.
just in case, if you want to get out there in the water. Gee, I didn't know that about this when I was making it. Hope you know how to swim. It's 8 years old to 98 years old, you said. Any age, if you have that thirst for knowledge and sense of wanting to know more about history, love history, you have to check the school out. What's the website, Scott?
AdirondackFolkSchool.org.
AdirondackFolkSchool.org. The classes are going on now. They're going on all summer long. We're going to have them back again right in August, because they're doing a big craft fair.
Yes.
And really want to let you know about that. Luzerne is just a hop up the highway. The folk school is located right down in the village of Lake Luzerne. I was telling them, my wife and I stopped by the other day, and I just can't say enough about it, as you can probably tell. All you have to do really is take a look at everything here was made there, so it's pretty phenomenal. Sit, roll over. Oh, it's not going to work. Thank you, Scott. Congratulations to you on your new position. Jim, real pleasure to meet
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
And I'll see you up in Luzerne.
See you there.
See you there.
Yep.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.